wait. I'm finished, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
My wife said it's best to just get rid of them. Get out, wave them across, get them out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, in situation like that, you give them like eye contact. You try and see what they are going to do. To some extent, yes. Try and see. Is she watch their body language?
Yeah.
Is she going to proceed? Is she look at me? Can she see me? Based on that, you make up your decision. But your decision should not be waving across at all. Your decision should be to wait or to proceed. But don't ever wave them across.
Because sometimes they even, as you're turning in, they put a foot in the road.
You have no choice. You must stop. They have priority. Immediately
I thought you took the horn and get them to jump back on the curb again.
No. Use of signal. What did the highway code tell you about use of signal? Using your horn?
It's been a while since I read that. I must have a brush up on that.
No. Immediately they have their foot on the road.
Right.
We are turning around, please. Immediately they have their foot on the road. You have no choice. MSM, check your mirror straight away and stop for them. Immediately they have their foot on the road. They have priority. Do you understand that? Hold on. Okay. No problem. Let's quickly turn
I'm going
and
to stop on the left.
yes. In fact, I was about to tell you to do that.
I had a feeling you were, yeah.
Yeah. I was about to tell you that you've done something there. I need to correct you. So that you can pass your test 2 weeks time. I want you to pass your test. Yeah. When you are in Junction Ada, you are turning right. The only time you can turn your steering a bit is if you are turning left to follow the cab around. If you are turning right, you have to keep your steering straight ahead. You don't have to turn it a bit to the right.
I always turn it because then I'm ready.
No. You will be ready, your gear one, ready to go, but with your steering straight. Do you understand it? Do you know the sandwich?
I watch Lewis Hamilton when he's on pole, and he always turns his wheels.
That's Lewis Hamilton. That's on the track. That's on the track. That's Lewis Hamilton. We are not Lewis Hamilton. Yeah. I'm Ade. You are Dave. We are not Lewis, and this is not the track. This is the main road. We have to be safe. There is no pedestrian there. Nobody is going. Let's assume somebody hit you from the back as you've turned your wheel. What do you think could have happened? You will move forward into the oncoming traffic because you've turned ready. Do you understand it now? So that is why it's safe to keep it straight.
I done it on last week's lesson, and the car coming towards me, he kind of got really frightened and he braked.
Because he was like, oh, is he going to turn or not? That's even.
Oh, is that because he saw my wheel turned?
Yeah, because he wasn't sure what you were going to do. So calf coming, or if somebody hits you from the back, you could have probably rolled into their path. Fine, nobody hit you. Look at that car. Look at that example you gave me. He wasn't sure where you are going to do. So you don't want them to slow down, stop, or swear up. As you've said it, the third air is not in the highway code. I don't know that. We don't want them to do any of those S. Right. Do you understand that? So
I've got to keep the wheel
straight. Okay. The only time.
Right, you can have a relax there. Okay. Right, some good stuff there. Good stuff. Very good at spotting the faults, yeah? Just a little bit weak with the mirrors to begin with, but you got the hang of that. You could have verbally tested me on pedestrians. Get inside my head a bit, yeah?
Because we didn't have the opportunity until the very, very last moment.
Well, the opportunity doesn't have to be there for you to get inside my head, does it?
Yeah. Verbally on the road.
Yeah, this could be a 2-hour lesson. We could drive around and turn left and right hundreds of times.
Yeah.
There could be no pedestrians around, couldn't there?
You are right. It's possible.
This could be a 7 o'clock in the morning lesson on a Sunday.
It's possible.
They're all still in bed.
Yeah, hangover, sleeping.
So how do you know that I know how to cope with a pedestrian?
Unless
either standing on the pavement, or he's got a foot in the road. You don't know, do you?
Unless I ask.
Get inside my head. We don't have to have a pedestrian. We don't even have to be approaching a junction view to get inside my head.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Could be going along the straight road. Loads of opportunity for you to get inside my head. Find out what I know. And then fill in the blanks on what I don't know, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, where I was turning right, crossing the path, and you said to me about using the centre line
Yep.
to the curb. That's not enough time. Yeah, I do agree with you. If I'd been moving,
Okay.
it may have been safe.
Might be. Well, stopped. So
But the safer option to give a learner is from curb to curb.
to curb. Okay.
Because what do learners do quite often?
They will turn very slow, so they.
Or even worse, what they do?
They might stop.
Stall, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
stall.
do that a lot. Yep.
Yeah, stall.
So they need more time. Yeah.
So if you give them that little bit more guidance, and they're using that little bit more room, well then as they get more experienced, if they are moving, they'll be able to make that judgment with experience that, oh yeah, I can walk from that line to that curb, I can go, yeah?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Some very good stuff there. There was there's nothing you missed.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
You gave me a little bit of tough advice on the bus driver. Yeah, yeah, if it's not safe for me to swing out, it's not safe for
Safe for
anybody to
anybody.
swing out, yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the way a bus driver should approach is use his position.
Position
Yeah.
and slow speed.
Not a change of position at the very last second, he uses a position, yeah? The tighter the corner, he needs to use a further out position, doesn't he?
Yep.
But turning the wheel out at the last second,
It's not allowed.
he's just as likely to kill, well, he's more likely to kill somebody than I am, really.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
If you run on the side of a bus, it's going to, yeah, the bus driver probably wouldn't even feel it.
Just carry on.
Any questions on that?
Nothing. The only thing I think it's new to me, it's that turning from center to the and I got it right straight away, so no problem.
Yeah, the links are really good to make. Just make sure that I'm not fluking it by asking me
Questions.
the reasons, you know, if I like with the clutch going down, stop the coasting, yeah?
Okay,
When-
so
when-
quick
when-
question, Tony.
When I came to the crossroads, I got the clutch down just before I got first gear, yeah?
Okay.
Ask me why I done that.
Okay, so whenever I'm using the link, I should ask that question first to confirm you know the reason. Then I can push you to use the same link. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The question first, make sure you know the reason, you get
Yeah.
it right, then I tell you to use the same link.
Yeah, because then you know that I
And
understand.
that you understand the situation, you are not just guessing.
Because it could have, it could have been just a fluke, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But if you ask the questions, then
you give me the right answer, then I can push you to use the link.
yeah, then it's safe to then make the link with the learner. Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very good, well done.
Thank
Yeah?
you very much. Thank
Yeah?
you.
Did you understand a bit about that we talked about where I was using words like pissed off and that? Yeah, watch that with a learner. Because if you let that develop,
Davis.
there'll be effing and blinding at every road
on the
user.
road, yeah.
And it's what we call red mist.
Mm.
I don't know if you ever got in a car with somebody who's been cut up by another car, yeah? The right attitude is, there for the grace of God go why. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
But some people concentrate so hard on that one car, they miss everything that's happening around them.
Yeah. Because of that, then they will start making mistakes.
Yeah. So you need to steer your pupil away from that kind of attitude, yeah?
Calm them down.
Because it's one of the biggest killers on the road,
Calm
yeah?
down.
And it can even lead to people actually being stabbed and shot.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because people do not like their driving being criticised.
No. You never know what they have in the car with them. As a gun or something. Yeah.
Well, it's just, the attitude of, they have an old saying that we used to use in roadcraft, which used to be the police driver's manual. The hallmark of a good driver is quiet efficiency. And it is true. Yeah? Yeah, red mist comes from, it's something that they're very careful.
Excuse me much. Do you know about these? Are you alright here on a Sunday?
Yeah, I think it just says Monday to Saturday, doesn't it?
Monday to Saturday there, so that tells me that you're alright here.
Yeah, you are, yeah. Yeah, red mist is something that response drivers in the police force are actually really encouraged not to get involved in, because they're listening to, in an earpiece or over the mainframe set, about the call they're going to. It could be a fellow officer in distress, and they may know that fellow officer, but they're getting updates all the time on what's happening on the scene, and instead of concentrating on their own driving, they're thinking about the scene that they're going to. Well, there's not much cover if they don't get there, is it?
Yeah.
Same with an ambulance driver and a fire engine. If they don't get there and they end up having an accident, well then there has to be another unit sent out, yeah, so that's why it's
just a bit discouraged.
You know, it's trying to concentrate on what you're doing. If somebody else makes a mistake,
just ignore or pretend as if you didn't say it.
Let it go. Yeah, you can actually use other people. You know, when you're teaching learners, you can actually use other people's mistakes to actually point out mistakes that they've made in the past, like cutting a corner. Somebody cuts a corner in front of them.
Yeah.
You know, how did that make you feel?
Well, you know, you've done it before. Was it the same thing?
Yeah. Well, ask them how it made them feel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it frightened me a bit. You know, so can you? Yeah, the most commonest one is when you're on the major road and you get somebody coming up to a junction and they come up too fast. That frightens everybody. And if you ask a learner how that made you feel, oh, that really frightened me, and some of them will actually try and steer away from it, which is not a good move, really, because
they don't even know what's on the left.
Well, if they are coming out that fast, if they are coming up that fast from the left and they carry on coming out, you put yourself in no man's land. You've got nowhere to go. Yeah. What they need to do is check the mirror and slow down. But you can actually relate that back, especially if they've made that error on that lesson, and that will bring it home to them, because I've seen it from a different perspective, haven't I?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Someone has done it. They've done it also. So can you say? So just calm down. Just continue. Just assume.
It's a great teaching tool.
Yeah.
It's a great teaching tool.
Because you can't get away with it. It will happen. It will continue to happen.
Yeah. So. It's absolutely a fantastic teaching tool, and any instructor who doesn't use it is very silly. I've actually seen instructors actually sit there moaning about the cars instead of just getting in there and actually using that as a teaching tool to guide their learner.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, if they see you arrive when we're teaching, get a little bit aggressive.
They think it's allowed. They will do the same thing.
Well, you know, you're their, you're their mentor, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, A's my mentor. He does it.
So why not?
I'm going to do it. Yeah. So it really is a good learning tool.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Right, I'll give that a pause. Well done.
Thank you very much.